In this lesson, we're going to look at money, and particularly wages and salaries. So before we start here, I'm just going to go through some of the jobs I had as a boy. Starting off with a milk boy. I used to be a milk boy when I was probably first or second year. And for a Friday night, for 3 hours, I get paid £10. And a Saturday morning, I worked for 4 hours and get £2.50. Not a great amount for 4 hours work there. And then I worked in a supermarket. I did 3 hours on a Monday night, 3 hours on a Wednesday night. So that was a total of 6 hours. And at the end of the week, I get £12. So £2 an hour, not brilliant either. And then when I left school, I worked in a call centre in a bank, and these are the kind of monthly salaries I was getting. So that was a brief history before I became a teacher. Now, people earn money in different ways. To be honest, most people nowadays earn their amount per month. Certainly that's what I get, an amount of money coming into my bank account every month. But you could be told what you were going to get in a job per year, or per week, or per hour, or for an item sold. That could be a car salesman. For every car you sell, you're going to get paid this much. So there's lots of different ways of getting paid. There's also notation associated sometimes when you're looking at jobs, particularly in newspapers or advertisements online. It might say something like this. And what the K stands for is thousand. So 30K is 30,000. The PA stands for per annum. So that'd be £30,000 per year. Per annum means per year. So there's a couple of wee vocabulary facts and a couple of notes you should take down. Per annum pops up quite a lot in jobs. So that's per year, that's what that means. Also, it's quite good to be able to convert from years to weekly pay or years to monthly pay. Now there's 52 weeks in a year, so if you know the yearly pay, you would divide by 52. Also, if you know the yearly pay and you want it per month, then there's 12 months in a year, so you would divide by 12. These are good things to know, especially for the exercise coming up. Okay, so let's look at a few examples of what you're expected to do. So here's myself as a chef. Wage last week was £349.86, and that was for working 34 hours. Calculate as hourly rate, so that'd be what you get per hour. So you have to split that into 34, so that's a divide sum. And if you divide by 34, you'll get £10.29. Now this week, instead of working 34 hours, I worked 45 hours. So I already know what I'm getting for 1 hour. So you need to times it by 45, and then you'll get your answer. So for the new week, £463.05. Okay, example 2. So Mr. Johnson's an assistant gardener and he gets paid £13,780 per year, or that could say per annum. What does that work out per week? So we've got to know how many weeks in a year. We said above that was 52 on the last screen. So you need to split it into 52, and that works out as £265. That's what we get in 1 week. Okay, a couple of wee things that are coming up later on. I think at the end of the exercise I asked you about these things, so I'll just go over a few here. We've got gross pay, bonuses, commission, net pay, overtime. So see if you can match these up. These match up to these words. I'll give you about 10 seconds, or you can pause the video and see if you're right. Okay, so hopefully you paused the video and tried to work out what they were. I'm just going to match them up. So a bonus, we'll do that one first. So a bonus is just extra payment or reward for work well done. And we'll talk about that in the next lesson actually. So that's what a bonus is. When a person works more than their normal hours, well, that would be overtime. So overtime is when a person works more than their normal hours. When a person is paid a percentage of the value of the goods sold, that'd be something like a salesman, that's called commission. So when a person is paid a percentage of the value of the goods. Gross pay, that's your pay before anything's been taken off, like tax or national insurance. And the net pay, that's the stuff you get in your bank account, that's what you get. That's the pay after the deductions have been taken off. So I wonder how you did with that, but you'll learn about these things throughout the lessons coming.